The new Godzilla x Kong Supernova movie, set to be released on March 26, 2027, has been officially announced. Although the producers continue the films with the Godzilla and Kong duo, we are now seeing comments where people are asking for solo Godzilla films. After Godzilla vs. Kong, and right after that, Godzilla x Kong the New Empire, we are now facing this film. The monsterverse, just like the Marvel and DC cinematic universes, continues to grow consistently. They want to show that this universe is expanding not only with films, but also with series released on Apple TV Plus and Netflix, which add new stories. Especially this year, the second season of Monarch, Legacy of Monsters will be released, and this time, the main character of the story will be Kong. The Godzilla x Kong Supernova movie, on the other hand, tells the aftermath of all these events, meaning the future years. The trailer seems to show sounds coming from space, indicating that a new alien threat is approaching. Previously, King Ghidorah was sent to Earth as an alien invader, but his arrival happened millions of years ago. While there's a high possibility that the new enemy from space might be a different type of Ghidorah, we should not forget the possibility of Space Godzilla either, as I share the latest details from the promotional trailer. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video to avoid missing out on upcoming videos. The director of the series, Adam Wingard, had stated that if they were to make a third movie, it would focus on Godzilla, because Godzilla x Kong, the new empire, was more focused on Kong, and Godzilla was literally a side character. A Godzilla-focused movie now would mean that Kong would be the side character this time. The filming of Monarch, Legacy of Monsters, Season 2 has already been completed, and a trailer might be released very soon. In Season 2 of Monarch, there could be revelations about who the new villain in the upcoming movie is. In the teaser trailer, Monarch is shown tracking seismic waves and monitoring Titan movements at a facility. Monarch had many such facilities in different locations to take precautions against potential kaiju attacks. Here, they especially draw attention to seismic waves emerging in Arizona. If you look at the monitor on the computer in this scene, you'll see the names of characters who will appear in the movie, and even some new ones. In the bottom right corner, there's a file labeled Unknown Titan, which confirms that we'll see a new, yet-to-be-named Titan in the movie. In Godzilla, King of the Monsters, Scylla had awakened in Sedona, Arizona, and caused massive destruction. But if we assume that Scylla was killed by Godzilla in Godzilla x Kong the New Empire, they might be showing that a base was built in the region where Scylla once lived. In old Godzilla films, there was a space base built in the middle of the Arizona desert, allowing humans to track signals coming from space and prepare for potential alien invasions. In Godzilla, King of the Monsters, when Monarch learned that King Ghidorah came from space, they started preparing because someone or something had sent Ghidorah to Earth, and they wouldn't leave the planet alone until they achieved their goal. People are now aware of the Titans that live on Earth and protect the planet, and all of them currently submit to Godzilla. However, the alien invader species coming from space catch Godzilla's attention and make him uneasy. Therefore, the new movie may very well be about a new alien invasion. Perhaps a new type of Godzilla is sent to Earth, and this time, it might be much stronger than the previous one. Since the word supernova is used in the title, we understand that the film will likely focus on a Titan that comes from space. A supernova is the final and most powerful explosion of a star before it collapses. This could imply that Godzilla unleashes all of his energy to kill his ultimate enemy and sacrifices himself in the process. Because the character Godzilla possesses an enormous amount of energy, and now he feeds not only from the Earth's core, but also from the radiation of the sun, a star, he might perform a supernova explosion. The film's title can be interpreted in more than one way. This movie could even be Godzilla's farewell, but that should be considered the worst-case scenario. After a supernova, stars either turn into a black hole or a neutron star. Although everyone is talking about the possibility of Godzilla fighting Space Godzilla, I don't think a solid foundation has been laid for that yet. In the old films, Space Godzilla's origin story went like this. Humans took a DNA sample from Godzilla and launched it into space so it wouldn't fall into the wrong hands. That DNA sample was pulled into a black hole and interacted with a crystal-like structure there, transforming into Space Godzilla. So, from this perspective, Space Godzilla is actually a clone of our original Godzilla and shares the same DNA. Additionally, because it interacted with a black hole, It might be connected to the term supernova. Space Godzilla grew and evolved very quickly due to this direct interaction with the black hole. Technically, Space Godzilla is much stronger than our original Godzilla. The only way to weaken it was by destroying the crystals on its body. Now, if such a story is used, no offense, but it would be a huge mistake. Yes, maybe the idea of Space Godzilla sounds cool to you, but is it really necessary when they already hinted at stronger enemies in previous films? For example, in the movie King of the Monsters, they used the oxygen destroyer bomb, and the sea creatures mutated by this explosion could have evolved into Destroya, Godzilla's killer. Similarly, they could have designed Mecha King Ghidorah using the severed heads of King Ghidorah. After the Pacific Rim references in the last movie, a crossover could even be considered. Actually, if they're going to bring up the Space Godzilla storyline, they could incorporate a Pacific Rim crossover. In a space-based war, it would be impossible for the Titans to be involved, but they could use the Jaegers from the Pacific Rim series. At the very least, they could show that Monarch's newly developed mutant kaiju, created from plant-based experiments, has evolved into Biollante. Instead of focusing on Space Godzilla, I personally find King Ghidorah to be a much more viable option. But let me tell you this, if the new film's villain is going to be a single character, they must be extremely powerful, because now both Kong and Godzilla have massive armies of Titans behind them. Additionally, humanity has powerful weapons, strong enough to destroy any kaiju. Kong's massive army composed of giant gorillas and Shimo, combined with the Titans led by Godzilla as the Alpha, would be unstoppable. Therefore, the chosen enemy must pose a massive threat to Godzilla's existence. For instance, King Ghidorah once managed to call all the Titans to his side with his Alpha call. Titans would immediately abandon Godzilla if they find a stronger leader. Only Kong's tribe is unlikely to switch sides easily because Kong's species doesn't tolerate servitude. However, if stronger Titans decide to switch sides, then the protectors of Earth would be finished. I truly hope we get to see one of the villains I've been dreaming about, Mecha King Ghidorah, Kaiser Ghidorah, or Destoroyah. And yes, it's still possible. After all, the new Godzilla x Kong movie didn't have just one villain. The production of the upcoming film has already begun, and we'll have to wait until 2027. This suggests they're working on a truly massive project. Maybe they don't want to spoil anything through the film's title, and perhaps they're planning to split it into 2 parts. But for now, these are my thoughts based on the available information. Among the human characters in the new film will be Sam Neill, known from the Jurassic Park and Jurassic World series. Given that the film will feature a brand new cast, we can almost confirm that they will explore a new area of Monarch, possibly space operations. And don't even ask if Monarch and Jaeger technology can reach space, because the aircraft used in the Hollow World, which travel through underground tunnels, could easily go into space. If Earth were to be lost, humanity definitely has a backup plan. If Godzilla x Kong, the new empire, Supernova, turns out to be a space film, it means humanity is well prepared for such a threat. Alright friends, I hope you liked the content I've prepared. If there are other videos you'd like to see, don't forget to comment down below. That's all from me for now. Take care and see you next time.